Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. It is a glorious Saturday afternoon here. The birds are tweeting, the dogs are barking, and the mad tarot lady is at her tarot table with the, I have to stretch to get the box, the Lunar Soul Tarot. That is the deck that is on the table. There it is, Lunar Soul Tarot. I'm using this deck today. I'm going to be looking at what Valentine Lowe had to say on television. Can't remember which channel he was being interviewed on, whether it was GB News or what channel it was, but he said that with regard to how the royal rift will play out, the rift obviously between Harry and Meghan on the one side and the real royals on the other side, he said his verdict on how it would all end was, he said, while she, meaning Meghan, the one who must be obeyed, while she has breath in her body, those kids will remain in the States and therefore Harry will too. So she's basically, she's got the deciding vote. She's not going back to the UK, so the kids aren't going back to the UK. So Harry is forced to stay in the US, whether he likes it or not. That was what he was basically implying. But a whole lot of things can happen. And there has been rumour about them going back half in, half out. There have been rumours about the kids going to boarding school in the UK, all kinds of things. Divorce could happen. She could find someone else. She could decide she didn't want custody. Who knows? All speculation. And of course, disclaimer, this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, all just speculation, all just my opinion. And there is a written disclaimer in the box below, and please form your own opinion about how this is going to unfold. I'm interested in this story, and the reason why I'm reading today on this is because I did a Harry at 50 reading, one more shuffle, a few days ago, and that was reading number 609 on the Royals playlist, if you want to go back and have a look at it, if you haven't watched it and you're interested in it. And according to that reading, Harry was going to be at 50, reliant on the British royal family for money. I'm doing a Celtic cross, by the way. And his relationship with his children looked like it was going to be very bad. That was quite distressing for me as a reader to see. Almost a no contact situation. So let's have a look and see what the Lunar Soul Tarot wants to tell us. As usual, struggling to fit everything in. One day I won't be saying that anymore. And an interesting card has come out as the underlying energy of this reading. And hooray for once, not shiny cards. The Two of Discs, that is the Two of Pentacles, that is trying to balance a situation, trying to juggle. He is trying to balance two countries, basically, two lives, you're different. I know I say you take your troubles with you, and you do when you go to another country. I've been there, done that. But you have a different energy. You have different influences. If you're into astrology and the astrology of travel and all of that, very different influences depending on where you go. But he's trying to balance this. He's trying to juggle the two. That is literally what the Two of Pentacles is about. Some effort in one and some effort in the other. And where does he spend his resources? Where does he prioritize? Where does he live? What does he call home? Where does he hang his hat? Basically, it's a juggling act for him. It's difficult, and he's got decisions to make. He's got choices to make about resources and priorities and all of that. Underlying energy tells me we're on the money with this reading. We're in the right energy. We're in the right place. I had a thought which I've forgotten. I'm sure I was supposed to say something else, but anyway, never mind. There we are. That's Hasbeen's predicament. His problem that he's going to have to solve. So let's have a look at the situation that he finds himself in currently. And we got the Seven of Wands. Seen that card a couple of times in the past few days. That is being embattled, having to push back, being on the defensive, on the back foot in this card. You can see it's a good depiction of the Seven of Wands. Our little warrior there is on a high. She's got a high vantage point. She's got a good defensive position, but she is under attack and she's having to push back. He's feeling very, very attacked. I think that's his default mode and has been seemingly for a very long time, Prince Harry. But he is feeling as if his life is a battle and he's constantly having to defend himself. So that's not comfortable energy. Wherever he is and whatever he's calling home is not comfortable for him. He doesn't feel like he can relax and enjoy himself. He feels embattled. He feels like he's always got to be on the watch for marauders and prowlers and snooping journalists and paparazzi and mad tarot readers and whoever else might be circling around. So let's see what his particular challenge is right now. And it is the Star. And this is to be a star. It is traditionally the card of hope and enlightenment and purpose and finding your true north and healing and all of that stuff. But it is really about his star power and where that is going to manifest itself. It didn't manifest itself in the UK. He was pushed out by Prince George. I'm being sarcastic. And it hasn't really manifested itself in the US. One speech they were paid to go and do somewhere, I think it was in Florida. Was it for Meryl Streep? Meryl Streep. It's been a long day. It wasn't for Meryl Streep. It was for Meryl, the investment bank. That's funny. But no. And then I don't think they're even on that agency's books anymore. Is it the Harold Walker Agency? It's been a long day, as I say, but his star power is fading, and he has got a struggle on his hands to stay relevant, and that is his difficulty. The thing that I was thinking that I forgot to say, and as I say, it's been a long day, been at my desk, and I'm going back to my desk after this, is that Valentine Lowe said he's a very good father. And so I'm wanting to see if that's going to show up in this reading, because it is about his connection with his children. It's not about his connection with the UK, this reading. It's about his connection with his children. But his challenge here is his celebrity, his status. That's what he is interested in. The challenge is not his children. Interesting. And so on we go. What's going on behind the scenes? How is he feeling? Is he homesick? That's really what I want to know. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a very interesting Two of Cups. 10 of Cups. I'm sorry. I always read this as Two of Cups because the little symbol looks like a 2 and it's the 10 of Cups. So he is working very hard to maintain this illusion of happy ever after. We saw it. We saw them allegedly being papped at that concert in Santa Barbara. And Meghan looking quite uncomfortable. It was clearly, I think that the shots were picked up by TMZ, in my opinion, staged. Call the paps, get the photos out, look how happy we are. We're on a date night. Apparently they arrived separately, an hour apart. I don't know why she dresses like she does. It's a great mystery to me, and I'm no fashionista. He was in his jeans and a sweater. He looked, appropriately dressed for the occasion. She looked very uncomfortable. She looked very awkward, in my opinion. But they're maintaining the illusion. He is still chasing that dream of the family and the home and all the things that he was promised. So that is what is going on. He's not ready to let go of that yet. Not at all. Focus at the moment, and this I really earmarked for kids. Show me his relationship with his children, what is going on right now. Because 50 is a long way away. It's 12 years away for Harry. So right now, what's going on with his children? And there we get a child, and we get the child in the upright, the Page of Discs. And I'm glad to see that card. This is the card that came out in reverse, exact same card that came out in reverse in the Harry at 50 reading. So right now, it's good. It's he's focused on his children. He's putting in the work. He's putting in the effort. He's sticking around. Page of Pentacles, Page of Discs is a stick around card. It's put in solid effort. You're committed to something. You are gonna stay the distance with something. So at the moment he has a good relationship with his children. So Valentine Lowe wasn't talking through his hat when he said that. And I doubt that he would lie about something like that. It's something that he can confidently say, knowing they're not going to sue. So things at the moment are good on the children front, are solid, and he is trying his best to make this family work. However hard it is, it's very much a blended family in this Lunar Soul Tarot, but he is trying very hard to make it work, to stay invested, to stay a believer in the dream that he was promised. Recent past, what's behind him? And we get the Queen of Wands in reverse. She is behind him, cracking the whip. That's the Megan card, the Queen of Wands, but it's in the reverse. It's just quite an odd looking Queen of Wands, not the prettiest, but anyway, there she is, and that's it's Africa. The Queen of Wands always Africa, but no, don't want to go to Africa, just by the way. So I think that is still an issue, and it came up again, it was mentioned again, it was speculated about again, and I did readings on it. It popped up in a reading of mine, and I actually went and explored it recently, and it seems to be something that's on the table for him. Maybe the royal family are putting it there. She swatted it down and said, hell no. And it's speculated about again because Cyril Ramaphosa, our president of South Africa, is going for a state visit to the UK next month. But no, angry woman, a furious woman, a woman who is playing hard to get, drama queen, might have closed the bedroom door to him, metaphorically speaking, and not someone you really want to be around, the Queen of Wands in reverse. So that's her, but I also think it's no, we're not going to Africa, and I think he really would like that. I get it all the time, that this would solve all his problems. Go en masse, go as a family to Africa. The kids can go to one of those fancy international schools that they have here in this country and in Botswana and Swaziland, places like that. It's called something else now. It's not called Swaziland. Sorry to any people from that country who are watching. But anyway, I'm going to get the giggles now. Moving on to what is coming towards him in terms of home and countries and choices about where he's going to live and children and marriage and all of those things that we look at constantly because they're fascinating. Something is going to be ending. The world. Something is going to be ending. Not a bad ending. This is a positive ending. The world. It's a closing of a chapter. Done that. Successful. Finished that. Shut the door on that. I wonder what is going to be ending. We might have to look because we're talking about him in the US as opposed to him in the UK. So what is ending? Whatever it is, it's going to be public. We're all going to know about it. Very, very public. Very successful. Perhaps he wraps up his gigs that he's got going in the US, the Netflix and the book and everything else. And he shuts all of that down. The Chimpo thing, we haven't heard much from them recently. All of that gets shut down, and then he's free to go wherever he likes because the world is, you're finished that journey now and you're ready to go somewhere else. That card, that thought in my mind all the time, and so we'll see. Influences. Megan first. What is Megan up to with him? The Three of Wands. She's waiting. She's waiting for something to happen. She's waiting for better days. That's the Three of Wands, quite literally. Someone waiting for better days. She's still optimistic about what's going to happen in her life. She's still thinking that this is all going to go swimmingly and her ships are going to come in and it's going to be a big payday for her, and their business, their brand is going to grow and their influence is going to grow and stretch out across the water there. She's waiting. She's got her back to us. That's a very Megan pose. She does like to have photos with her back to us. She's looking out across the ocean. She's looking out across the ocean. To my mind, she's looking out across the ocean to the UK. She's waiting for something from them. An apology, money, a sign that they can be half in, half out. They apparently are going to try and rework their relationship with the British royal family and stage some sort of reconciliation. Good luck with that. We'll look at that probably tomorrow. But that's Megan. She's still hopeful. She's still waiting. She's still dreaming. She's still invested in this whole thing. It's a business card, though. For me, the Three of Wands is about a venture, a business deal that someone's waiting to see how it's going to go. So the royal family, let's move her out the way. The royal family, what are they doing? They're trying to heal this. very patient. Temperance card is the card of patience, very patient. Look, we're being angelic. We're forgiving you, we're being kind, we're being even-tempered, we're not shouting, we're not slamming the phone down, we're not disinheriting you, we're not disowning you. We are the angels in this situation. It's a much more powerful energy than her energy. Just interesting to me. She's just a Three of Wands. And a bit of a sunset going on there. And big rainbow behind the angel here. Rainbow, he's got a rainbow here that he's hoping for. They're saying we are the real rainbow. Trust in us, we are the rainbow. At the end of this journey that you're on at the moment. And I'm looking at this world card now, and I'm seeing lions. I know it's the fixed signs and all the rest of it, but again, I'm seeing Africa. Got a bit of a bee in my bonnet about that. Tells me that it's being discussed, so it's being thought about. If I'm picking it up in my energy field, it's being talked about, it's being wished for. Not by her, not by her, but by him. By them possibly as well. It would solve so many problems, get him out of the way, bung him somewhere in Africa where he can be happy and he can play Game Ranger and all be very happy. And the kids happy too. Anyway, let's see. His hopes and fears right now about what's going on. The limbo thing, I think that he feels that he's in limbo and he dreads being stuck, helpless, powerless. Often a card that comes up in these readings. He's worried that he's not going to be able to make his own decisions about life. And this is exactly what this reading is about. And the Two of Discs as the underlying energy of this reading, about having a decision to make about where you're going to invest your resources, how you're going to sort this problem out. But he's worried that he is going to be hamstrung. He is not going to be able to be the one who makes these decisions, because she is the one, the angry woman back here, who is the one making the decisions, the one who controls things, the one who decides, the mother, the one who would possibly get custody. I don't know if it's such a cut and dried thing anymore. It used to be. But one of the reasons why I used the Lunar Soul Tarot is because it is the woke tarot deck. It's got all kinds of different families, arrangements in it. So it doesn't always mean that the woman gets custody in these kinds of situations. But he's fretting about the fact that he is powerless in this situation. It's a big card. It's a major arcana. Even though he has got some success coming his way in the near future. But the outcome of all of this, where's he going to end up? Is it going to be the US, the UK? It's the Lovers. It's the Lovers. A choice is coming his way. Back in the Garden of Eden. Mount Kilimanjaro could be in the background. Very much to me. Very much, but someone has got a big decision to make, a big choice to make. He's got very positive cards coming his way in this reading. Not often that I see such positive cards in a Harry reading. But I think that there is going to be an ending, and there is going to be a choice. He's worried that he's not going to be the one who decides this, and this is what Valentine Lowe was saying. But when this ends, whatever this is that ends, the choice is going to be his. There is the Garden of Eden, the cradle of civilization, Kenya, mountains there. Very possible. This is not UK. This is not going back to the UK. Not now. 50 and 50 he may well be. Or the royal family might be funding his lifestyle if he is still in Africa, wherever he ends up. Let's have a look and see what's ending. We'll take a clarifying card, please. And tell us what is ending with the world. Is it his business deal successfully ending? Is it his marriage successfully ending? I get shouted at sometimes when I'm gleeful about that. But really, if you think that this marriage has been good for either of them, I don't think it's been just as bad for her as it has for him, and that's my opinion. I think she was a lot happier before in her life. Ooh, a whole lot of cards coming out. Can't have that. Let's just see if the cards want to tell us. Whoops, no, too many. Can't have the whole lot. We'll try one more time. Okay, we got someone now. What's coming to an ending is the Ten of Discs in reverse. That's not such a jolly card, the Ten of Discs in reverse. Normally I read this as royal family. Royal family, but it could be that they are formally severed from the royal family, cut loose. And if they are cut loose, very officially, you're on your own, no titles, kids aren't getting titles, that's it. It may be an incentive for her, who's waiting to see what's coming from the UK. She's waiting. It might be an incentive for her to say, well, ta-ra, off I go. And oh, by the way, this is the bag with all the kids' stuff in it. And bye-bye. You know, the bottles and the diapers and the little change in vests and all the rest of it. And okay, I'm off. Just speculating. And of course, this is for entertainment purposes. But 10 of Pentacles in reverse is my royal family in reverse card. So kicked out of the royal family, which liberates him in a strange way. He's free. Free man. Free man in Paris. Not in Paris. Free man in Africa, if that happens. Interesting cards out here. Of course, it is also big deals. It's Netflix and Spotify and all of that, and that's finished. He might just be relieved with that world card. It's like, phew, I tried. I honestly tried. I got the ghostwriter. I was chimpo. I went and I hung around there at the offices. I showed up at all the Netflix gigs that they told me to show up at. I did my best. If it wasn't good enough for you and we've been dumped by all of these people, well, sorry, Megs, but I tried. I followed your plan. And so it's two things that are possible. Royal family could give them the heave-ho, and Netflix, Spotify, all the rest of them could say, well, thanks very much, but we're not going to renew deals. We're not going to carry on with you. And you're free. You're free to go. You're free to choose where you want to live. And that place is going to be somewhere quite different. This is not California. This is not London. Very clearly not. There's only one place in my mind that this can possibly be. That's your reading. Thanks for watching. And I will try and get on to the next one, which is the money reading, the one I didn't have time to do yesterday. Sorry about that. I will try and do it now. If I don't do it, it's still on my mind, and I will try and get to it tomorrow.